we'll be looking at Excel formulas and functions. We'll be looking at some Excel formulas and functions. And this will create a little introduction into some of the things we can do with Microsoft Excel. It will create an introduction to some of the things we can do with Microsoft Excel. Just like we looked at yesterday, we shared some formulas. We looked at Excel formulas. We looked at different categories of Excel formulas.
Yes, sir.
Great. So we'll be talking about working with Excel formulas and some basic functions today. Now, just like you can read from the screen, when you perform computational activity in Excel, there are different ways of doing it. And you must understand how you manipulate this data for you to get what you want. For instance, look at these small operations. You can perform it like that just by supplying the numbers. Move your cursor to a location on your sheet and just do this. Just perform this. You can say equal any number and you put the basic operation. Excel will do this for you. But this is the very least at the very, very, very basic. This is the very least at the very, very, very basic. But again, it's good to always start from that and understand that Excel can do all that for you and you can do it on a basic level. Apart from that, one of the things that we'll also need that will be helping us is what we call operators. Operators help us to relate or associate values and variables and functions with each other in a meaningful way in order to produce results. And just like you can see from our previous lecture, the plus sign is still used for addition, minus is still for subtraction, the asterisk is used for multiplication, then the forward division, / it's used for division, then the caret, that is the sign on top of 6, is used for exponential raised to power, and you have percentage as percentage. So those are the basic arithmetic operators. Those are the basic arithmetic operators. Now, let's use some of these operators and see how they work. Let's use some of these operators and see how they work. Place your cursor in B6. Place your cursor in B6 now. Good. In B6, type equal 6 plus 7 plus 10. 6 plus 7 plus 10.
Okay.
Good. Double click on it again. You can see 6 plus 7 plus 10 gives you an answer. Great. Now, place your cursor in B7 now. You have to press escape and put it in B7 properly.
Okay.
Good. Now, equal 7 plus 6 times 5.
6.
Good. Why do you get 37? If you look at it, place your cursor on it again. This is a simple operation with just 3 operators. 2 operators and 3 values. These are simple operations with 3 values and 2 operators. The operators here is the addition operator and the multiplication operators. And the values here are 7, 6, and 5. The values here are 7, 6, and 5. But what Excel does is what is expected from a basic arithmetic operations. Excel will not use the value of how you type it. it will not do 7 plus 6 first. You know, if you have 7 plus 6, it gives you 13. And if you now multiply 13 by 5, you know you get 65.
Yes,
But
sir.
in this case, you got 37 because it follows the rule of BODMAS.
BODMAS, yes, sir.
So what it does is it multiplies 6 by 5 first to get 30 and now add it to 7. So the order of operations, the order of precedence is not according to which one comes first when you are trying to put in your formula. It is according to the rule of BODMAS. So you can press enter now. So you can see now. So you have 37. Do you understand this simple operation?
Very well, sir.
Good. Sometimes the operation might be division, the operation might be exponential. So anything you do with these are basic formulas. This one, you don't need any function. What you need to do here are just the basic operators. You harness the basic operators to get your result. So try one or two on your own and let me see what you will do. Good. So go back to it there. Let's double click. Let's evaluate the answer. Double click on it. Go. 25 divided by 5. Yes, because division will come first. So you will do that one first to get 5. Add it to 10 to get 10, to get 15. Then take 5 away from it to get 10. And that is why your answer is 10. Good. Now, something else I also want you to see. Double click on that B8 again.
Okay.
Double click on it. Good. Now, you do something. Put 5 plus 10 in bracket.
Okay.
Before the 5, put your cursor before the first 5. Open the bracket, and after the 10, you close the bracket. So let's see what the answer will look like.
Okay, something like this. Okay.
No, bracket. Bracket is the sign on 9.
Yeah.
5. Go. Then come to where you have 10. Come to where you have 10 and close the bracket. Good. This you had before, but you know, in BODMAS, that bracket comes first before anything.
Yes, sir.
It has priority, so it is evaluated first.
Yes.
So which means instead of doing 25 divided by 5 first,
It's not going to be 10.
What it's going to do is that it's going to add 5 plus
10.
And when it divide 5 plus 10 with 25, that means it's going to get 1.6 something, and it will now take that away
From hello, sir.
from minus. Good. Do you see what I'm saying? The 10 and the 5, 15, divide that with, and that is why you have minus 3.33 as your answer. So have you seen the effect of the bracket taking precedence on your answer, even when you have the same values and the same operators in the same order? Do you get that?
Yes, sir.
Very, very important. Very, very important. Very, very important. Now, let's do something. Put your cursor in D1.
Okay.
Good. Sometimes you don't type your values directly. In fact, only in very rare cases will you need to type those values directly. You will rather refer to cells that are containing those values, and that makes your operations more dynamic, and you will see more of the benefit of that in our subsequent classes. Now, type equal M1 divided by 5. You know, when you type M1, M1 is the reference of a cell. You went straight away to M1. You can see that?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Good. Now divide it by 5. You don't go there. The system goes there and press enter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
It has already divided that by 5, and it has now given you the answer. So take your cursor back to that MD1 and use your fill handle to drag down till 20. Good. And you can see that automatically you have the answers to the remaining one. Now, that is one advantage of the field handle. So if you put your cursor now in D2, what you'll be seeing is M2 divided by 5. If you take it to D3, what you'll be seeing is M3 divided by 5. So the system has automatically done that. And that is what we call relative referencing. What do I call it?
Relative referencing.
Relative referencing is when you type one formula or function using a reference, and other data values are computed using the same formula, referencing other cells relatively. So instead of you typing it one by one, Excel has done all that for you. That's awesome. Excel has done all that for you. Put your cursor in E1 and on your own, multiply what you have in N by 1.5. Everything you have in N from N1 to N20, multiply by 1.5. So do that and let's see the answer. Good. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So N1 multiplied by 1.5 is 15. And it follows like that up until N20. So you can see what we do here is we type in one value and automatically reference it with another value in an already existing column, and automatically it's computed with Excel. Do you get that? Is that clear?
Yes, I get that, sir.
Very good. Now, put your cursor in Q1. We want to override what we already have there. Put your cursor in Q1.
Yes, sir.
So in Q1, type equal M1 divided by N1. M1 divided by N1. And press enter. Good. You can see what is there. Both
Yes,
M1 and N1 are cell references. We did not type any value that is on its own. So drag it up to 20 using your field handle. Let's see what the answers look like.
wow.
Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Because it's division, not all of them return a whole number, and that is why you have the decimals.
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Very well, sir.
Very good. So you have seen examples of how to use the operators. You've seen examples of how to use the arithmetic operators. Now, I will guide you into using what we call relational or comparison operator in Excel. Relational or comparison operator in Excel.
I'm making Microsoft Excel work.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Relational or comparison operators, they are used to compare one value or a function statement with one another. They are not new to you. You can see
Yes, sir.
equal sign. Is this equal this?
Yes.
Are they the same thing? Then less than, then greater than. Less than is this of less value than this? Is this greater than this? But the attention is on the last three because the way it is written in Excel is different from the way it is written in mathematics. You write it separately. This less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Then not equal to in mathematics is the equal sign and a slash on it. But if you write in the Excel, it is the greater, the less than sign and the greater than sign facing each other. Do you understand that?
Very well, sir.
These are relational operators. Then you also have what we call text concatenation operator, the and sign. And we're going to see how we use it in the course of our discussion. We'll see how to use it in the course of our discussion. We've discussed this briefly, but we can look at it again. Priority of executing expression or formula in Excel. I told you every formula in Excel must begin with an equal sign. Then when you do that, it evaluates the arithmetic operators first. Brackets followed by percentage, exponential, and multiplication and division on the same level, addition and subtraction on the same level. Then it will execute the concatenation operation before the relational operators. It will record the concatenation operation before the relational operators. So with what you're seeing now, it will do less than and equal to, they're on the same level, then less than equal to, greater than equal to, then not equal to is the last. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Is that very clear with you?
Very clear, sir.
Good. So let's take some time to practice some of these things. Let's take some time to practice some of these things. Anytime you're using the relational operators, you actually don't use them alone. You use them with the conditional statements, statement like sum if, statement like count if, statement like average if, statement like the if statement. And we're going to see how we're going to use all of that. Now, let's now discuss some of the Excel functions. Let's discuss some of the Excel functions. Now, put your cursor in D22. D22. Good. Now, in D22, type equal sum, equal sum, SUM,
Sum.
open bracket, open bracket, D1
D1
to D2.
to D2. Mr. Dubai, I don't understand. Mr. Dubai.
D1 to D20 equal sum, open bracket, D1 to D20. Good. Equal sum, D1 to D. In a range of cells. Press enter now.
Yes, sir.
Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
So if you want to add E1 to E20, just use your fill and right
Okay, sir.
and release it. So it has automatically added E1 to E20 as well. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. I understand.
So the first function we are discussing is the sum function. And the sum function, just like I said, is used to add values. Now it can add different values. It can add operations. It can add range of cells. It can add ordinary values. Let's try to experiment that. Can you put your cursor in A10?
Okay.
Good. And in that A10, type equal sum and open bracket. Equal sum and open bracket. Good. Open bracket. Now type D1 to D5, comma.
D5,
Comma, E10 to E15, comma. E10 to E15, comma. Good. E10 to E15, comma. Then apart from that, type M10 to M12. M10 to M12. Good. Comma. Type 55. Comma. Type M1 divided by 10. M1 divided by 10. Comma. Type Q1. Sorry, Q2. And close the bracket. And press enter. Very good. Very good. Now, place your cursor in that A10 again. Now, what you have done, place your cursor on the formula bar, where the formula is on the formula bar. Good. What you have done there, we have about 5 different operations. But what you're saying Excel should do is that it should evaluate the addition of what you have in D1 to D5, E10 to E5, M10 to M12, 55, M1 divided by 10,
Then
and whatever he has in Q2, it should
so
add all of them together. Now look at it. All of them that had cell reference, Excel has brought it out with the same
yes,
color.
sir.
The color of D1 to D5 is what it used to represent D1 to D5.
If you want to
The
do fine.
color it uses to distinguish E10 to E15 on the formula on the location is the same color. The
Yes,
color he uses for M10 to M12 is the same color. The color he used for M1 divided by 10 is the same color on M1. The same thing with Q2. Do you understand that?
yes, sir.
Very good. Now, on that your formula ribbon, by the left, you see insert function. Do you see insert function?
Yeah, wait, insert function.
On the formula ribbon, the first is insert function. Now click
Okay,
on that
yes,
insert
yes,
function. Good. Good. Now on this insert function, this is where you see the evaluation. You know, on your sheet, what Excel put there for you is just your final answer.
finance, yes,
But
sir.
on this insert function, Excel is now telling you, because you can troubleshoot from here and you can check whether there are errors. Because sometimes when you have long formulas or complex formulas like that, and you just see the final answer, when you come to insert function where all your function arguments are properly analyzed, you will be able to see each step of operation, the answer that it returns. Do you get that?
Yes, sir.
Good. So you can now see that D1 to D5, these are the values.
Yes, sir.
E10 to E5,
These are the
E15, these are the values. M10, these are the value. 55 is value. M1 divided by 10 give 100. So if you scroll
100.
down, there's a scroll down button there. Just click on it. That's okay. It's too much. Use this one down. No, don't use that one. Use the one down.
Okay.
Go up first, then use the one down because it's only one we want to see. Okay, it's okay like that. You can now see Q2. The value of Q2 is 49.75. And it's everything that it added together that resulted into 5169.75. Now,
Yes.
the sum function can add up to 255 arguments. In this place, you only have 6 arguments. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
You only have 6. So it can add up to 255 in one single strand. And you can even nest it. Very soon, I'll tell you what nesting means.
Okay,
You can
sir.
even nest it. Very soon, I'll tell you what nesting means. Is that okay? So
Yes,
you've
sir.
seen what the function argument does and how you can use to evaluate your results. But the function argument only work for where there is an Excel function. Where you don't have a function, it does not work.
Work.
Is that okay?
Yes,
Now
sir.
click OK now. Let's look at something. Put your cursor in B8. In B8, what you have there are just operators and values. There is no function there. So click on insert function now and let's see what it's going to bring out. Do you see?
Yes, sir.
You have to insert the function. So it doesn't work on cells that doesn't have at least one function in it. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So you can click on cancel. So from what we have done here, you'll be able to see how we accommodate various expressions to be evaluated by the sum functions. Now, each Excel function has what we call function type and function syntax. Function type and function syntax. And I'll tell you what I mean by that, because this will help you to also self-learn. You can discover a whole lot of things on your own, apart from the little that we'll discuss in class. Now you already have access to where all the functions in Excel are. So you can begin to have guidance on what each of those functions does and the syntax Excel expects you to put so that you will not have an error. Syntax basically is talking about rules, the rules that guide what you bring in. syntax is talking about the rules that guide what you bring in. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Put your cursor in A12. In A12, type equal sum. Now, hold on, as you are typing the sum, you will see it's listing other functions that has something to do with sum.
Yes, sir.
Sum is some product, but that's what I'm talking about. On that sum, there is a small write-up. Add all the numbers in a range of cells. That is function tip. Is giving you an idea of what that function does. So if you use the sum function, it's adding all the number in a range of cells. Now open brackets. When you open bracket, it now changes to function syntax. Do you see that?
Yes,
It
sir.
said you can put the first number. After
Okay.
the first number, you follow with the second number. So
Yeah.
just type 5 and put a comma. So it's telling you that you have just put the first number. So it's not telling you that what you want to put now is the second number. You can see that the second number is bolded.
Yes, sir.
So type D10.
D10.
Press comma again. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Now, you also see something. The first number has no bracket, but the second number, the third number, the fourth number, they all have brackets.
Bracket.
What that means that when you use the sum function, at least you must put at least one argument it will add. The sum function can't be without any argument because what you want to add must be inside the argument. So it can't be blank. You remember we did now the other time, but the now function was blank. It doesn't have anything yet. It returns the value of today and whatever. So just type 10 and close this one. Type 10 and close it.
Okay, 10.
And close it and press enter. Good. You can see it has returned the value of what you have. Place your cursor there again. It has returned the value of what you have in D10 plus 5 and 10. D10, you have 191. So 191 plus 15 will give you 206. Do you get that?
Yes, sir.
Now, you can see the difference between the sum function and the now function that we tried earlier. In A13, put equal, then type now, N-O-W. Now, when you type N-O-W, you can see the function tip. It returns the current date and time formatted as a date and time. So every function, when you are typing it, it will give you a function tip to guide you on what it does. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Now open the bracket now. When you open the bracket after now. It doesn't need asterisk. Open the bracket. It doesn't need asterisk. Good. You can see that when you open the bracket, you don't see any function syntax, just like you had in sum, because it doesn't need it. So close the bracket back and press enter. You can see that the syntax it gives to you.
Yes,
so when you press enter, it gives you the current date and time. Is that clear?
Very well, sir.
Another function apart from the sum function that I want you to also learn is easier, is max and min. MAX and MIN. MAX tells you the highest value within a range of cells, and MIN, mean, tells you the lowest value within a range of cells. So on A14, type equal max, MAX, max. You can see what it's giving you. Return the highest value in a set of values. Ignore logical values and text. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
So open your bracket. Max, open your bracket. Max, open your bracket. D1 to D20, comma, M1 to M20. And close it. Now hold on. You can see These are the values in D1 to D20. These are the value in M1 to M20. What value do you think is going to return?
The maximum value.
And that is what from this data set?
200 and 1000.
So the maximum is just one. It will see all of them as one. So it only return one value. So what value will it return?
1000.
Press enter.
Yes, sir.
Correct. So try min and let's see the answer it's going to give us. Try min. Very good. So you can see that in those two arguments is 181 that is the least. Do you get that?
Yes,
so you
sir.
understand what min and max does, and it can also take 255 arguments just like sum. So we just put only two arguments. So what that means that in different values, you are comparing different activities, it can get you the maximum and the minimum. And you understand that max and min are basic tools and data inferences that we look for in statistics.
Yes, sir.
The maximum of this set of value, the minimum of this set of value. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Another one I want you to try on your own is average. Average work like sum, but instead of average to add, it will add everything and divide by the number. And you know the sequence of average, it will count all the numbers to get the end. It will add all of them to get the summation, and it will now divide the end by the summation. Do you get that? So try average now on any set of values, and let's see what your answer will return. I'm looking at what you're doing. Okay, just type D1. No, type D1 to D5. Let's use a small value first.
Okay.
Type D1 to D5. Good, close it. From that data, what do you think will be the average? Tell me.
The one way.
It's 198 because it's already sequential. Yeah. But let's see.
Yeah.
Press enter.
Yeah.
Good. Do you see it?
Yes, sir.
So that's what the average function. That's what it does. You can also find it around different value. Now type average and put at least 3, 4, 5 different value or range of cells. Let's see what the answer will look like.
Okay. Then
Good. Now put your cursor yes, then go to insert function. Let's see the operations.
yes, sir.
Very good. So it tells you the value after adding it. So if you add all of them and you divide it by 10, you're going to have 594. So all of them is about 5,900 the total if you look at it.
Yes, sir.
So if you divide it by 10, because there are 10 values there, you have 594. So that's the function of the average. That's what the average function does. Good. We have discussed the sum function, the average function, the mean function, the max function, the now function. Is that okay?
Yes,
so
sir.
the next thing I want us to discuss is the count function. The count function helps you to count values within a range of cells or within a range of cells. It helps you to count values within range of cells. Then after that, we'll now look at the conditional. That is sum if, average if, and count if. But let's look at the count functions now. Now, type equal in A18, equal count. Put your cursor in A18, equal count, C-O-U-N-T, count. Now, having seen that, you've deleted the bracket, equal count. Do you see the function tip? What's the function tip for count?
Count the number of cells.
Count the number of cells. That does what?
That contains
that contains number. Good. So open the bracket now. Now type A1 to G1. Now you can see you have 6 cells there. Press enter. What answer do you have?
5.
Good. Because it counts. How many cells do you have in A1 to G1? Count it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Good. You can see that F1 is blank and G1 has text, not numbers. That is why it returns 5, because it counts only the cells that has numbers within that range of cells. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
That is what the count function does. Now let's look at another function, count A. So in A19, type equal count A. You add A after that count. Now you can see what the count A does. Count the number of cells in a range that are not empty, whether it's number or no number. So you put the same cell range, A1 to G1. Let's see what the answer looks like.
Okay. Six.
Good. You can see now that you have 6 because it counts everything as long as it is not blank. So it's counted what you have in G1, but count did not count it because count only numbers.
Numbers.
So in A20, the last one, count blank. Count blank, A1 to G1.
Yeah.
Good. You can see that I return 1 because it's only F1 that is blank.
Yeah, blank.
It's only blank that is counting. It's only F1 that is blank. You need this thing because sometimes you'll be referring to range of cells that is not within what you can see. It could be range of cells in another sheet. You know, from our previous classes, we've also discussed that we can pick cells or talk to cells that are not the active cells. But again, in class, it's good to use the one we can see as example so that you can evaluate the functionality of the function. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Count blank.
We talked about count A and count blank. Count will count all the cells in a range that has number. Count A will count all the cells in a range, both that have numbers and those that have other values, but it will not count blank. So count blank will count only the cells in the range that are blank. And you know, count is also a good statistical inference because that is the small n.
Yes, sir.
When you count the number of
Number.
values, the number of instances, so count is also very useful in working with data and in data analysis. So the next set we'll be looking at is sum if, count if, average if, sum ifs, count ifs, average ifs. All right. Before we look at the sum if, count if, and average if functions,
Okay, sir.
let's look at some other functions that has to do with finding range in data. For instance, we've talked about the max function and the min function. Another function that is related to it is what we call small and large. Small and large. Now, put your cursor in B10. Type equal small, S-M-A-L-L,
Okay. Returns.
look at it. It returns the kth smallest value in the data set. Example, the fifth smallest number. So open your bracket now. E1 to E10. Now you can see the syntax. After small, you open your bracket, then you put the array. The array is the range of cell where the data is, the location of the data set.
Okay.
Then
Yes.
after that, you put a comma. Then the next thing you want is your K, the position. So type 3. If you type 3 now, you have 45 as your answer. And close it back, close the bracket, and press enter. Good. Very good. Do you see that? Place your cursor back in that B10. So what you have done is you have found the smallest value between E1 and E10, the third smallest value.
Okay.
And you know this is already arranged. So 15
Yes,
is the smallest, 30 is the second smallest, 45 is the third smallest. Do you get that?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Now
sir.
change that 3 to any other number and see what's going to give you.
75.
Very correct. You see it? Good. Good. So you've seen the difference between the small and the min function.
Yes, yeah.
The min function will just get you the smallest. But the small function cannot get you any kth value of the smallest, either the first smallest, the second smallest, the third smallest, the fourth smallest. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Then the same thing the large function will do. So try the large function and let's see the result we'll get. Very good. You can see that is the sixth largest because this is the largest one, second largest, third largest, fourth largest, fifth largest, and 195 is the sixth largest. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So you've seen the function of the large Excel function, small Excel function. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Good. 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 So we've seen the function of the large and the small function.
Okay.
There are some other functions that are also very important. You will discover in statistics, we have mean, median, and mode. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Mean is the same thing as
Average.
the average just done now. I know there's also harmonic mean and geometric set of classes because there are reason variations in the values that you want to find the mean. But the one I want to talk about now is median and mode. You know, median and mode is also one of the values that one of the method we use for statistical analysis. Is that okay? Now, let's assume we want to find mode now. Mode is the number with highest precursor in B12. Has mode. Good. Place 12 equal. Are you there?
I'm here, sir.
Ray, are you there?
I am here, sir. I'm here, sir.
Place your cursor in B12. Is your cursor in okay? Equal. Now, mode. M-O-D-E, mode. Open bracket. N1 to N3. N1 to N3. Comma. O1 to O3. Close bracket. And press enter. Close the bracket and press enter. Now, hold on. Good. Leave it. Take your cursor back to B12. Now, double click on B12. How many values do you have? N1 to N3 and O1 to O3? 6 values.
Yes, sir.
Out of that 6 values, 10 appear 1, 20 appear 1, 30 appear twice, 15 appear once, and 45 appear 1. So the mode of this data set is
30. 60 divided by 2.
It's 30 because it's 30 that appear most. Numbers with highest frequency. That is mode. 10 appear once, 15 appear once, 20 appear once, 30 appear twice, and 45 appear once. So 30 is the mode because it's the number with the highest frequency. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
So the mode in this data set is 30. Press enter, and that is why you have 30. Then also, you know, we can talk about median. Median is the number in the middle after you have arranged in ascending or descending order, provided the n is odd. But if the n is even, the last numbers in the middle, it will add it together and divide it by 2. So let's try it now. Equal median. Equal median. That is your cursor in BS, in B13, good. Equal median, M-E-D-I-A-N, median. Open bracket. N1 to N6. Close the bracket. Do you know why you have 35? Because the number between N1 to N6, double click on that, good. N1 to N6 has 6 values. Yes, so the 2 in the middle, after arranging in ascending or descending order, is 30 and 40. So it will add the 30 and 40 together and divide by 2. And that is how you have the median as 35. But if the n, the number of value, is odd, you'll be able to have equal value on both sides. Then the one in the middle will be the median of that data set. So now you know how to use Excel to compute your mean, your median, and your mode. Your mean, your median, and your mode. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to do ranking. What do I call it?
Ranking.
We might not be able to finish ranking in this class. Probably we should move it to the class where we want to discuss count if, sum if,
Yes, sir.
average if. We'll be able to move ranking to that so that we can have extensive discussion about that. So you understand mean, median, mode, that, and the mean is average. You
Yes,
understand
sir.
large, you understand small, you understand mean, you understand max, you understand sum, average, count, count
Count
A,
A,
and count
count
blank, and the noun function. So those are the exact basic functions we've been able to treat in this class. And by the time we meet next, we'll be talking about ranking, we'll be talking about absolute referencing and relative referencing. We'll be talking about how to use the sum if and sum ifs, the average if and average ifs, the count if and the count ifs. So
if.
we'll discuss all that in our next class. Take time to practice all that we have discussed today. Do your exercises and let's have your feedback when next we meet. Thank you
Yes,
very
sir.
much.